Hello and welcome, Interjection here with another Age of Empires 3 1v1 commentary, and today I bring you Ottoman versus Ottoman on the map Yukon. So, yes, it is another Ottoman mirror, I do apologise for that. In fact, it is the same players as the last game. So it is Halley versus Umeu again, playing as Ottoman again. I do apologise for that again. But it had to be done because this game is truly excellent. I watched it through because I thought, Umeu, why have you sent me two Ottoman mirrors? No variety there, thanks man. But no, in all seriousness, thank you for the emails. This is an excellent game, and I am happy to be casting this one as well, even though it is another Ottoman mirror. But as we can see, going to turn Fog of War off. Blue grabbing himself that trading post straight from the start of the game. I believe, well, both players did start with 100 food and 500 wood, and Ottoman players always start with enough wood for a trading post. So they are one of the few civilizations that will build a trading post straight from the start of the game. Obviously, Red has his trading post down here as well. That Travelers man about to walk past, so he will pretty much get his first shipment. Now it's about to arrive, so he can now be sending those three settlers. We'll take a look at Red, who does not have his first shipment yet because the Travelers man is yet to walk past him. You could say that's a little bit, unfair, imbalanced, but to be honest, it's not particularly significant. All it means is that Blue will be aging up a little bit quicker. We'll switch back to Umeu, see what he is being up to. He's found 60 wood, which I believe was a polar bear. I saw that in the corner of my eye. He does not have any 60 wood in his inventory, though, so, oh, okay, he's building another trading post. I say that as if I'm surprised. I think I'm good at lie. Obviously, I've seen the games. But, I don't know why that's funny, but building a second trading post, and that is a nice idea for Ottoman, obviously. He found the 60 wood, had 150 wood left over. Obviously, trading post in a house is only 350 wood, so you do have 150 left over. Found 60, I mean, you only need to collect slightly, a little bit, tiny bit more, and then you can get a second trading post. And wow, nice job there, getting it up just for the Travelers man to walk past it just as it is constructed. Going to be rolling in shipments today. This is nice. So, what treasures have you found? Red hasn't found any yet, but over here he is creeping a Carrera de Bois treasure. Obviously, this is the map Yukon, which is absolutely great for treasures. It has like medium guarded treasures opposed to smallly guarded treasures, and here it has very nice things like this settler here. Nice and easy to get if you know how to creep. Going to kill off the 4 wolves there and grab himself a Carrera de Bois, which is a French gatherer, and obviously French gatherers gather more efficiently than regular settlers, so it is essentially 125% of a settler, so an extra settler that early on. Nice job, 2 minutes 30, got himself an extra gatherer. So obviously over here we see Blue going for a 150 food treasure. That is huge. That is going to come, if he had gotten that before he aged up, that would make him age up so quickly there. But obviously he was running away from the treasure guardian, and then he was going to shoot it just as the treasure guardian was running back towards the treasure. That is called creeping, but unfortunately he missed it and appears to have given up on the idea of creeping. So going to take some unnecessary damage here, Umeu, but okay, it's not unnecessary actually. Red coming in here. Red has probably scouted this treasure and saw the Guardians. Obviously, even though you do not have direct line of sight, you can see the Guardians attacking something. Obviously, you cannot see what they are attacking, but you know it's going to be the opponent's Explorer, because what else would it be attacking? And because of that, Red decided he'd come over there. He knew what the treasure was, going to steal it, and crack-shotted the Guardian just as Blue, Blue was being attacked by a polar bear and an Explorer, and he needs to get away from the polar bear. And as Blue was running away from the polar bear, Red crack-shotted the polar bear. Obviously, he had his crack shot fully recharged. That is good. That is going to increase the competitiveness of whatever he decides to do. We'll look over at him and see what he is going to do. He's aging up with the governor, just like he did last time, so I imagine it will, well, it is, I've seen the game, it is another Ottoman fast fortress, but he does things a little bit differently this time. We'll get onto that when he does it. Looks like going in here for a 30 XP treasure, obviously a fairly low hit-pointed Explorer. Hit-pointed? Is that really... Oh, but yes, very low hit points there, so getting this smaller treasure, 30 XP, nice here. So he has 1 shipment, almost a second. We'll take a look at Umeu, who has 2 shipments. That is crazy, man, like the amount of extra XP this guy is getting, and he's about to get some more. Obviously, the Travelers man walking past here, but obviously both players now in the colonial age, hitting up at very similar times indeed. Okay, so we see obviously the governor for Halley, as I said. For Red, we'll take a look at Umeu, who actually aged up with the quartermaster, which is arguably a better politician, because 400 wood would take longer to gather than 200 coin. Well, actually a lot longer, but obviously if you're going to build an outpost, which he is, he's placing an outpost here, obviously the outpost wagon next to this trading post to secure some forward map control and secure that trading post, prevent Umeu from grabbing it. But yes, if you're going to build a tower and you know it, then the governor is a better politician, especially if you're going to fast fortress, which he is. If you do not have that outpost, it can be quite risky, and that 200 coin helps you get up a little bit faster as well. The 700 coin, his first colonial age shipment would take. We're looking at Umeu here, but we switch back to red and actually look at what he is sending. 700 coin, as you can see here, first shipment there. 700 wood on his way is second shipment, and then obviously the 700 coin. Gonna get my words out here. Is going to help him age up. Obviously, we know this from the last game. 700 wood on the way. We know this for population, for houses, and that military building. We'll take a look at Umeu and see what he is up to. He has sent the 3 hussars because I saw him send it earlier. Where are they? They are over here, so not coming in for raids just yet. We'll turn Fog of War on and see what he can see. His explorer is over here, so he wants to, possibly he was using the hussars, or maybe he was thinking about coming and getting this 120 XP treasure with the hussars, but it looks like he's coming in around the back. Perhaps he is going to get a few settler kills. Obviously, there are no treasures in this region of the map. The player knows this. Okay, so coming over here, he scouted this, obviously these muskox, saw the dead one, so assumed red would be gathering there, which he was, and these settlers getting away from there. Obviously, they were the settlers building this forward barracks. Red built a forward barracks, so I'm not quite sure where he got that wood from, but so he sent 700 wood, but the 700 wood has just arrived, so apparently has built a barracks. I don't know where he got the wood on from that for that barracks. So coming in here, getting one settler down, and there's a dead settler on the floor just there as well. Obviously, it just disappeared, but he's got 2 settler kills in there. Not bad at all. Very nice job. And okay, so red-blue coming in here. Blue's explorer just in the midst, crack-shotting that polar bear, grabbing himself 300 coin. What a boss! And those 3 hussars getting out of there to safety. Still has all of them intact, though this first one is very low hit points. We see 3 Janissaries there. Obviously, red has clicked up to the fortress age, and he will be there in very good time. A very fast Ottoman fast fortress. Obviously, the Ottoman fast fortress is the fastest fast fortress out of the vanilla civilizations, and that is because their settlers train for free, though slowly. Obviously, we talk about Ottomans as a civilization. They don't actually have to pay for their gatherers. They train for free, but very slowly. So you do, especially in the early part of the game, get a lot of resources, and it means you can click up quite quickly. Bonus is an interesting one, to say the least. So we will look at Umeu and see what he is doing. Obviously, he sent the 700. He sent 3 hussars, then he sent 700 coin, which is he's going to use to age up with. Though he has, he's clicking up right now, going up with the marksman. Obviously, last game he went up with the exiled prince, which takes him to the fortress age super quick. Umeu getting 140 wood there, running around the map, getting these big treasures. These are big treasures. Okay, so has he upgraded the trade route? No, not yet. Umeu signature move. Upgrades his trade route, but hasn't done that today. Perhaps he will see him later on. Obviously, he has a lot of wood there. I imagine he will use some of that wood, obviously, to build. Obviously, he sent 700 wood. He's collected that up. So, 700 wood there. Probably going to get himself another trading post. Maybe he'll want to get this one. It is obviously guarded by 2 barracks and an outpost. Calling his Minutemen area here. But, okay, so red... I'm going to... So yes, both players here going up with the marksman, which is 4 Abbas guns, and these Abbas guns from red, obviously, he sent 700 coin as his first shipment, whereas Umeu decided to delay the age up and send 3 hussars, there they are, and then send the 700 coin and get up. So he's about to hit up to the fortress age and get his 4 Abbas guns, but red has already done so, and those Abbas guns were making a good job of killing blue's Janissaries. But red's 3 hussars coming in here, being very instrumental, killing all 4 of those Abbas guns. Obviously the Minutemen being called as well, and doing a very good job of countering off red. Blue definitely gaining some of the, being the choice to win now with that nice start. That is a good start. We see here he is, he's got his 4 Abbas guns. Red does not have his 4 Abbas guns. See red sieging this town, sorry, this trading post down with his Wijimawats, his Janissaries, but he can't really fight this. There are too many Abbas guns in there. Abbas guns are just too strong there. They do a very good damage, obviously 40 range damage. I believe they have a times 1.5 or 2 multiplier. It's covered up right here, but I believe it is a 1.5 multiplier, so they do 60 range damage versus these Janissaries. That is crazy, man, and they have more range, so anyone who knows how to do hit and run micro tactics should be able to. See, red will not be able to fight this unless he gets in and ninjas off, you know, a shot, but no, not getting quite close enough, taking some more unnecessary damage there. But Umeu, he's obviously sent 8 Janissaries as his first shipment. That is about to arrive and does not have the veteran Janissary upgrade. We'll take a look at red. We'll take a look at, obviously, this is Halley here. Has 2 Falconets, obviously. He shipped in 8 Janissaries as his first shipment here, we can tell. And obviously there they are, big nice Jan mass, 16 Janissaries there. And then his next shipment was the 2 Falconets. So, you know, quite similar to last game, I guess, but it does end up being very different. Very different at the very end. I wish I'd casted this one first, so it was new to everyone. But never mind, that is not the point. Okay, so who's going to win this now? Well, we'll take a look at Umeu. He has 2 Falconets on the way as well. But at the moment, Red has the upper hand. 2 Falconets can take down that. Well, they do good damage. We can kill off those 1 HP Minutemen. Obviously, Minutemen only last for a minute, and once that has expired, they only have 1 hit point left. So we'll probably take them out. Obviously, the Falconets have a 3 area damage, so they do area damage. But, you know, Red in favour of winning this fight, but not anymore, because Blue's Falconets have arrived. They have set up, and this is where stuff gets real interesting. Obviously, looks like Red is focusing down this house, because, well, these cannons aren't quite in range of each other, but this is a very important part of the game here. Who can kill off, who can do Falconet micro? Red's Falconet's going back. He's a little bit worried, perhaps getting a little bit too close to the Blue Falconets, but it is about who can kill the other player's Falconets first. Here we go. Okay, so 1 shot off on 1 Red Falconet. These 2 taking out 1 here, 1 Falconet each. Looks like Blue focusing down that last Falconet with some of his Janissaries, so it didn't get the second shot off entirely, meaning that now Blue has 1 Falconet remaining with about half hit points. Red cannot continue to fight that against a Falconet. There's no way he could get close to finish it up. Obviously, Falconets resist 75% of all ranged damage, so he could focus it down, but then whilst he's focusing it down, he'd probably take 1 or 2 shots from the Falconet. Obviously, it does 100 times 3 versus infantry, and at the same time, he'd be taking a ton of shots from the Janissaries and from the Abbas guns, which we have said already do a crazy amount of damage. Here, though, Umeu, that was nice, winning 2 decent fights early on. Obviously, the one over here from earlier, taking out Red's Abbas guns, that was pretty good, pretty big, and winning the first Falconet engagement as well. Now Red shipping 1,000 coin over here, so we'll take a look at, we see 8 Janissaries, 2 Falconets and 5 Abbas guns for Blue, obviously adding 5 Abbas guns plus the 4 from earlier, so we would have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but obviously has lost 2, so obviously 7 overall. We'll go back to as he's about to get his next shipment, and we'll take a look at what that is. He is getting the trading post upgrade though, so obviously these are no longer going to be configured to XP, they will change to resources. But I really want to go now. Let's go look at this player. We'll look at Red. Okay, actually over here doing a little bit of raiding, not bad, whilst he's waiting for the Mamluks to turn around. Obviously sent 1,000 coin after he sent the 2 Falconets by the looks of it, and now queuing Mamluks, going for some fast Mams here. Looks like he's having a little bit of problems with the population space though, by the looks of it. Obviously Mamluks, they are, how much population they take, okay, I can't actually see. Okay, in the Asian dynasties, it actually tells you how much population the shipment costs, but not in the vanilla. Okay, so the reason I'm casting on vanilla, people say, why are you casting on vanilla? Well, go find me some TAD games then, and I'll cast them. Email them to me, AOE3 interjection@gmail.com. They have to be good games, though. But, obviously, there are good TAD games on the RTS Sanctuary, but I can go and get them, and I will. But at the moment, I'm casting games that people have sent me. So, yeah. But okay, so Blue bringing in his army over here. Take a look at Umeu, getting his 5 Mamluks as well, actually. Take a look, he has 1,000 coin in his deck, but hasn't sent it. So whilst I was discussing why I'm not doing TAD replays, I've wasted some valuable time, and I didn't notice that Blue was gathering a lot of coin, and obviously has got enough coin to ship the Mamluks. So, over here, though, so we'll take a look. Obviously, their armies are over here, is what I meant to say. We'll take a look at Halley. Where are his Mams? There they are, coming in, and, okay, so Blue has a wall segment there. Obviously, once Red's Janissaries came in earlier and took out a few of his settlers, he decided to build a wall segment, and obviously this gives him a little bit of line of sight, so he can see the Janissaries coming back. Okay, so now this is where Blue first notices the Red Mamluks, and he's probably thinking, oh shit, but his units are completely out of position and would be massacred, but it is okay because he has Mamluks of his own to even it up. So, obviously, if Blue did not have Mamluks, then Red would win this fight straight up because Mamluks are so strong, but I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. If I was Red, I'd be trying to take, it looks like he's trying to take down the Abbas guns with the Mamluks. I'd also try and focus down that Falconet. Obviously, it is quite low hit points. But, obviously, perhaps they will. Now they're going in for that Falconet. Yes, they are going to bring that down. But those Mamluks going down, losing the Mamluks, and obviously Blue has all 5 of them still alive, albeit not even that badly damaged. Red, wow, that is not good at all. So obviously, Red's Mamluks were taking a lot of damage from the Janissaries, and I mean, well, obviously Mamluks tank a lot of damage, that's for sure, but obviously when you're up against massed Jans and they have 18 times 2 versus Cavalry, they're still going to go down here, and these Mamluks acting as sponges for blue now, because Mamluks have a 40% ranged resist. That is absolutely huge, and a huge amount of hit points. So, you know, red, if he does any ranged damage, you know, 40% of that is soaked straight up, doesn't even do anything. And these are Mamluks with the crazy hit points. So red trying to get out of here is, you know, running away now. Does not want to fight that with you. So you see 5 Hussars now on the way from blue. We'll switch over to red and see what he is sending. We see 5 Hussars from him as well already landed. So he sent 8 Janissaries, 2 Falconets, then he sent 1,000 coin, and then we see 5 Hussars, I think, in that order. But yes, these 5 Hussars coming down here, obviously, well, pick up his Explorer. Obviously, once the Explorer has 100 hit points, you can make it stand back up, providing there are units in the area. But perhaps, obviously, we'll turn Fog of War on. He knew that blue was gathering down here. Obviously, he knows blue is gathering up here, so perhaps now coming in for some raids, maybe kill some settlers on wood, perhaps on coin. We'll see what he does get coming in around the back. We'll turn Fog of War off, though. Blue knows it. He's bringing in his cavalry over here. Looks like the Janissaries coming down here. These cavalry out of position. Looks like he's going to lose a few of them. Excellent play by blue here. Absolutely doing a great job of trapping 1 Hussar down, moving a little bit forward. A 2nd Hussar down. Can he get a 3rd? Can he get 3 Hussars down? Almost. Yes, 3 Hussars down. That is 2, 4, 600 resources worth of resources. Wow, resource, really, Interjection. Going down completely off the game here, and that is, wow, that is nice. Okay, so well done to you, blue, killing off 3 of the Hussars. Looks like red has kind of squandered his Hussar shipment there. See, okay, so this trade route is upgraded. Red capitalizing on it, just finishing the fully construction of the trading post. That was not syntactically correct, but never mind. And we see here a little bit of conflict going down, but I do think there are enough Janissaries to counter with this. Obviously, red has a higher score here, 131 score points. Blue has 122, but we have to take into account that blue has his Mamluks alive, which are worth, each Mam is 4 score points each, believe it or not. But your score, I do not think, is inflated as high as it needs to be when Mamluks are on the field. So, obviously, red has lost his Mamluks and his score is higher, but I do think blue is still in a reasonable position, considering he has, you know, 5 Mamluks. Doesn't matter what hit points they have, they are still there, all 5 of them. Has trained 2... How did I miss that? Umeu trained 2 Falconets. Obviously, it's not a shipment. We've already seen the shipment. Collected a... Well, clearly, it looks like these settlers are on coin. They must have been gathered. Yes, obviously, these coin mines have 4,000 hit points. Since 4 hit points? Coin. 5,000 coin, rather. So he's collected a whole bunch of coin there and trained 2 Falconets from his foundry. This is not... Okay, so there's not a lot red can do here. He's not going to fight that because he can't... He's got nothing to deal with the Falconets. We'll take a look at red and see what he said. Okay, so 5 Spahis on the way. We saw these from last time. They are similar to Mamluks in the sense. Obviously, Mamluks... Obviously, I'm thinking about players who perhaps didn't see the previous game, though I find that unlikely. But yes, Mamluks cost 1 shipment and cost 1,000 coin. They are similar to Spahi in the sense that Spahi cost a shipment and cost 1,000 food. Mamluks, sorry, okay, so look at these. These have 35 hand damage with area 3. Cannons have area 3. These obviously now coming in to take out the Falconets, and they will make short work of the Falconets here, but the Mamluks coming in around the back to do a little bit of damage to the Janissaries at the top here. But looks like red's going to lose those Spahis pretty quick, not really going to do too much damage at all. You can see a lot of blues Hussars, a lot of blues Janissaries, you know, took a lot of area damage there, so a lot of them are quite low hit points. But overall, I wouldn't say that was the best use of Spahis, but had to be done, had to get rid of those 2 Falconets. But now, obviously, red knows that blue is making Falconets, and those, well, he knows that, not that they're easy to counter, but he will obviously, he now knows that. Anyway, okay, so blue has 19 Janissaries, okay, 20 Janissaries rather. Red has, how much does red have? He has 13 Janissaries with 6 more to be about to be popped. So actually now their armies are fairly even armies here. Okay, and I am back. The reason I do that is because I get distracted by people coming into my room. We'll go to Umeu over here. He has 1,000 coin being delivered, and with that, obviously, he's already sent his Mamluk. So he could send Manchu. That's another mercenary shipment. Not quite as tanky as the Mamluks, but definitely 9 Mamluks. They are basically cavalry archers, very powerful cavalry archers, which do a lot of. They do ranged they do range damage. Obviously have a decent multiplier versus cavalry. They're similar to dragoons and similar to cavalry archers, so obviously they are an anti-cavalry unit. But he also has a foundry up, some wood in there, so perhaps, you know, we could see Umeu training Falconets, which is what he's... Okay, so we see a Falconet going up, so that is what he's going to do. Can get 2, possibly 3 Falconets from that. Obviously enough coin. Had 1,000 coin, which is essentially 2.5 Falconets. Only needs to find 200 coin from somewhere to get the third one in queue. And we'll take a look at Red, at Halley, and he's got a shipment here. Okay, so he hasn't actually sent... I thought somebody sent Janissary Combat. Perhaps that was Umeu. No, neither player. I saw one player sending Janissary Combat, which increases the Janissary's hit points and attack by 10%. It is 15% in the Asian Dynasties expansion pack, but only 10% on the vanilla. But look, it looks like he cancelled it here, and instead, Red... Okay, so Red is sending his Abbas guns, which is realistically probably the best one there. Obviously, not quite enough. That is a good card, Janissary Combat, but... I mean, it would be worthwhile, I guess, but he only has Janissaries, and having just one unit makes it very easy to counter. And as you can see, he's got 3 Falconets. Blue has 3 Falconets, so he is very, you know, Janissaries versus all of the against 3 Falconets would not go down so well. So the 5 Abbas guns are a good choice. Obviously, Abbas guns do get taken out very easily by Falconets, but at the same time, they are artillery units as well as infantry units, so they do good damage against Falconets as well. And this is going to be interesting. I do not really see... I'm going to cast the game as if I don't know what's going to happen, because that is usually the case, because I don't know what's going to happen. This particular game I do. So, Blue trying to take down some of the Abbas guns there, but the Abbas guns coming in and doing very good damage versus... Oh my god. Doing very good damage versus the Falconets. Taking out one there. Now, Red coming into melee mode with the Falconets. Obviously, Falconets resist 75% of range damage, but do not resist any melee damage there. And Blue calls it. GG. No more game there. That is the end of it. Obviously, losing those 3 Falconets. The Falconets were out of position. The Janissaries... Well, the Janissaries were out of position, really. Janissaries should have been surrounding the Falconets and should not have let the Red Janissaries get up close. That is not something that should have happened. Obviously, you want to get in the way of the Janissaries. They can't get into hand combat with your Falconets. That is the end of the game, everybody. Wow. And can you see what I mean by that being a better game than the previous one? Like, it was just all in Blue's favour, and Blue did, you know, getting that first early fight against the 4 Abbas, getting the second early fight against the Falconets, and everywhere in between. We had that fight over here with the Mamelukes. Was Red then losing that? Blue winning 3 fights in a row, but Red coming back here managed to grab himself the win. Absolutely. Wow.